now call the meeting to order and ask our Vice President, Mr. Lynn Brown, for the confirmation of amendments to the agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the agenda and the agenda order.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor of this? Thank you very much. We'll now go to proclamations, recognitions, and reports agenda, and beginning with the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a special proclamation today. One of the, I guess, longest serving city employees, Chief Jackie Clayton. I'll read it. Whereas Jackie Clayton, a native of Modified County, was hired on August 20th, 1979 by then Tupelo Police Department Chief Ed Cryer. And whereas Chief Clayton, a 1978 graduate of the University of Mississippi with a Bachelor of Science in Public Administration and Criminal Justice, worked his way up through the ranks from patrolman to Chief of Police. And whereas Chief Clayton's Tupelo Police Department career began with the patrol and motorcycle unit, and after being promoted to supervisory role, Chief Clayton served as shift sergeant, shift lieutenant, shift captain, and patrol shift major. And whereas in 2013, Chief Clayton's duties were again expanded with his being Major of Operations and taking on the responsibility of supervising the North Mississippi Narcotics Unit as well as parole patrol operations. And whereas in July of 2021, Chief Clayton assumed the role of Chief Police. And whereas during Chief Clayton's service with the Tupelo Police Department, he helped in the organization of Tupelo's Police Field Training Officer Program. And Chief Clayton was also a 1998 graduate of the Federal Bureau of Investigation's National Academy Section number 192. And whereas with over 42 years of continuous law enforcement service to the Tupelo Police Department and the citizens of Tupelo, Chief Clayton is currently the longest serving officer in Tupelo Police Department history. Now, therefore, I, Todd Jordan, Mayor of the City of Tupelo, Mississippi, do hereby proclaim December 21, 2021, the Jackie Clayton Day.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, we'll go to, there are no Boy and Girl Scouts here tonight around the warehouse. We'll go to employee recognitions. Again, Mayor.
Yes, we have one in attendance. Bruce Dodson, come on up. With sincere appreciation, the City of Tupelo recognizes Bruce Dodson, Police Department, for 25 years of dedicated employment.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, we'll go to public recognitions, and I'll begin with Ms. Nick.
I don't have anything other than wish everyone a happy new year and hopefully we feel what the real purpose of the reason for the season and I just like to thank everybody for everything that you've done to make the city the great city it is.
Thank you, Ms. Nick. Chris?
Yes, President Palmer. I'd like to just give a shout out to NAACP for recognizing one of our own, Ms. Nettie Davis, last Saturday night. And it was in her honor. That great turnout, great program. Ms. Nettie gave a great introduction, and Mr. Palmer got it started off with a great introduction. So shout out to both Mr. Palmer and Ms. Nettie. Congratulations to you. The second recognition is we have in our presence tonight a person tomorrow that will be 81 years old. And that is our president, Mr. Buddy Palmer. I would like to ask if you would join us in wishing him a happy birthday by singing happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear Bonnie. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Travis. Dan? Ms. Rosie? Ms. Janet? Janet? Thank you very much. And now we'll go to the mayor's remarks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, first off, congratulations for making another year. Hopefully we all do and many more, and I'll second Coach Beard's appreciation for Miss Nettie. And I tell you, if you've never been to an event where Miss Nettie gets an award, it's an event. She does the city proud, and she loves the city, and I appreciate Mr. Charles Moore and the NAACP for recognizing her and thanking her the other night. Nothing too much. You know, I keep saying that the city is doing very well, and we're really busy, and I'd like to call Alex up here for a minute, and he's going to put some numbers in it. Pretty astonishing.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to share with the City Council some really good news as we round out a year. For the longest time, the Tupelo Convention and Visitors Bureau has tracked our economic revenue, like through our sports and things like that, for years. In 2015, we started reporting that when we did the State of the City, and that was part of my report that I presented each year going forward. And to give you a little history with this, in 2000, actually we did it in 2014. 2014, we had, for the first time, that we reported about $1.9 million of revenue that all the sports brought into the city. 2015 was the highest year that we ever had, which was $2.8 million. So in 16 through 19, we were right there averaging about 2.5, 2.6 million with everything. And 2020, we were at our lowest, which was at 1.8 million. However, I will brag about that 1.8 million for a second, because y'all as an administration allowed the leeway for us to still do outdoor events. And so we still did 1.8 million, and that was also, we actually were able to put, now people on our ball field and kids had some normalcy, but we also put people in hotels when it was tough, and they also came and ate at our restaurants when it was a tough time. So, so that was really good. So, record-breaking year for 2021. So, out of everything that we did, we were just a little over $4 million in 2021, which is a record breaker. And out of those were some sports that were just, and I'll give you softball for the example. Softball had been, averaging around like 180. They never even broke the $200,000 mark for their tournaments. In 2021, they went from under $200,000 to $970,000 in 2021. So a lot of good stuff. Now, also, what's not included in this number, now that number is derived from baseball, softball, aquatic center, soccer, and tennis alone. What's not in there that Brian Rucker helped me put together, that he tracks also, is events like 5K runs, the half marathon, gymnastics, cheer, the cornhole tournament, that we hosted this year. Those are things that I don't necessarily track, but Brian does. Those events outside of mine were at $615,000 of economic revenue to the city. So as a total, in 2021, we did $4.6 million of economic revenue to the city, which is unbelievable, and is a record breaker. And I'll stand up here and say too that this is not just me. I'm reporting it, but it's not just me. It's not just Park and Rec. It's CBB. It's administration giving money and letting us improve our contracts. It's Water and Light, Public Works that help out in all these different facets to make everything that we do work. So just wanted to share good news, and just proud to be a part of this.
Thank you, Alex, and that's why we have and we will continue to invest in our sports facilities it brings people here, and, you know, our job is to get them here and keep them here. Besides that, I don't have anything. Merry Christmas to everyone, and we'll look forward to a great New Year's event next Friday night.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Alex. At this time, we'll close the regular meeting and open the public agenda, beginning with the public hearings, which we have none, appeals we have none. At this time, we have a citizens hearing, and Mr. Charles Moore, if you would, you're ready.
We're gonna put ours off until next year. Some of our people could not make it.
So you want to do?
Yes, sir, we want to reschedule.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Mr. Moore. Appreciate that. We'll now close the public agenda and open the regular session. Beginning, we have no items on the action agenda. We'll begin with the regular agenda, beginning with item number 3, in the matter of the minutes of December 5th, 2021 council meeting. So we have a motion by Lynn Brown, second by Ms. Rosie. All in favor, raise your hand. That's unanimous. Thank you. The next item is in the matter of bill pay. And tonight we have Mr. Travis Leary, Ms. Janet Gaston, Mr. Lynn Bryan. I help a little bit, and we have Johnny Timmons and Tracy Dillard there. So do I have a motion for bill pay? Second. We have a motion by Mr. Gaston, second by Travis Leary. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 5 is in the matter of advertising and promotional items.
And we said we would, pay, approve the advertising promotion item.
Second. We have a motion by Ms. Nettie, second by Lynn. The items tonight will be WLO for the Martin Luther King Act, the PPI, the $1,695 for park and rec leisure guides, the $1,084 for the aquatic center splash brochure. By the way, the aquatic center is doing very well. I pass by there every day. It's fantastic. Medieval King, $2,000, and Lee County Courier, seasoned greetings from the mayor and city council, $350. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 6, in the matter of approval of 2021 contract for MUTEH.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Travis Beard, second by Mr. Josie. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you.
I just want to make a comment that now, we just done a super job with the homeless task force, and we have, I think, 2 present tonight, if they could stand, but we really, they doing great things, and I want to make a comment on that, because responsible for so long. But, the 2 had a prayer.
Yes, Sarah, would you like to say anything about this at all?
I don't have to, just thank y'all for being so supportive. We've grown a lot in the last couple of years. It's not necessarily just because of the need, it's just because we are offering better services to the homeless, so our staff capacity has grown because of that, and so thank y'all for being so supportive.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that. We'll go to item 7 now, in the matter of resolution authorizing the city of Tupelo's participation in the national opioid litigation settlement.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Chad, we have a second by Janet and Travis. Steve Green, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I will look at it.
Thank you, President Palmer. If the council remembers, several years ago, the city of Tupelo joined in the national opioid litigation, which was targeted at opioid manufacturers and their distributors. And the attempt was to reimburse municipalities and local governments for the expense of fighting opioid abuse pandemic. So these resolution our settlement has been reached in those cases, and so this resolution allows us to execute necessary documents so that the city of Tupelo can receive their funds from this settlement. We expect to receive somewhere up to $400,000 out of this.
Very good. Any questions? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 8, in the matter of the planning committee minutes of December 6, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second. We by Travis Beard, second by Lynn Vine. Tanner?
Just ask that the council accept these minutes from the December 6th planning committee meeting, and further action as far as the recommendations will be taken up at a later date.
Any questions, Tanner? All in favor? That's unanimous, thank you. Item number 9, in the matter of review/approve license commission minutes for November 15, 2021 meeting. Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Travis Beard, second by Lynn Vine. Tanner?
President Palmer saying, just ask that the council accept these minutes from the November 15th license commission meeting, and likewise, we'll bring forward their recommendations next month.
Any questions for Tanner? All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you, Tanner. Next item is item number 10, in the matter of bid award for project number T16305 Gun Club Road Improvements. So moved.
Second.
A motion by Travis Beard, a second by Ms. Nettie. Dennis?
Good evening. We opened bids on December 7th for the Gun Club Road improvements. The engineering estimate was $1,566,074.75. Low bidder was James Hodges Construction of South Tupelo, an amount of $1,131,541.31. So great to see us come in below the estimate. So we're asking the council this evening to approve this bid award so we can get those documents out for signature and execute the contract.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions for Dennis? Very good. Come in up under the bid. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 11, in the matter of Axon Enterprise as sole source.
I move that we would approve, Axon Enterprise as, sole source.
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Nettie and a second by Ms. Rosie.
The police department is operating tasers for our officers. We ask that we use this vendor that's listed as the sole source, that it has what we need. It's the only company that sells this type of taser.
Thank you, Jack. Any questions?
Yes. These are Clayton. Are they trained to do these things?
It's found they are extensive training for anyone allowed to carry it. And their certification and everything all.
Will carriers, are they on the same time?
The opposite side, there's
Any further questions? All in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you. The next item is 12, in the matter of Smart Lane Vision as a sole source. Go to. We have a motion by Travis Beard, a second by Jeff Pitts.
This is also a request for sole source for the company listed. Our EOD or bomb squad is this high for X-rays, eyes, when they go to call out, and this vendor will be on to carry it.
Any questions? All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 13, in the matter of surplus weapon for retirement. Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Travis Beard, a second by Mr. Lynn Vine. Let me just read this. I don't think I need to call on you on this. This is to accept the letter of request to surplus Chief Jackie Clayton's duty weapon, a Glock 45 9mm serial number BKL R976 for $1, which will be turned over to him for his retirement from the City of Tupelo and Tupelo Police Department as permissible under the state statute 45-9-131. I want you to know that you've done a wonderful, wonderful job, and I just think that if you've got something to say, you can certainly say it now.
Well, I've already related to Mayor George that it was a privilege and an honor to be asked to carry this load to the police department for a chief to be selected. I think a very the chief that has been selected really well. He and I have known each other for many years. We have talk in the last few months, and he's not going to miss a beat. And I appreciate the opportunity. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. We have a motion, second, all in favor? That's unanimous, thank you. Next item is item 14, in the matter of surplusing a city vehicle. Again, Chief.
This vehicle listed in 2010 Nissan Titan. It's currently maintained by our city narcotics, or North Mississippi Narcotics Unit. We would like to be able to surplus that with the amount there, sold for the amount given there. The South Tupelo Police Department, who has been voted in recently in the North Mississippi Narcotics Unit. That's what we have.
I move that we approve. We have a motion by Travis Spears, second by Ms. Janet Gaston. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you, Jack. Number 15, in the matter of bid rejection 2021-036 PW of pole barn at Metro Playground Yard.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Travis Spears, second by Mr. Lynn Wright. John?
This is just a simple bid to request, to reject the bid, just simple, we don't have enough money to buy them, so we're gonna rescope it and get it back to you guys.
That's pretty simple. Any questions? All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Number 16, in the matter of bid approval, compact excavator and alternate bid rejection of 24-foot gooseneck truck.
I move that we approve, the, compact excavator alternate bid, rejection 24.
I have a motion on this, Eddie Davis, second by Travis Spears.
Thank you, sir. This is a two-part bid. The first one is from Thompson Machinery. We have three bidders. Thompson Machinery is the best bid. It's not the lowest, but it's the best. It's got a better warranty, bigger motor, and a lot more features on it. And the second one, we just asked to reject it because of the time, what they did here is between 6 to 12 months. And we can get one here locally within the month. So, I just asked to approve one and reject the other.
Any questions for Chuck? We have a motion, second, all in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 17, in the matter of bid approval, number boom loader truck, 2021 032 PW. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Travis Spears, a second by Ms. Rosie Jones.
Sir, this is a brush truck or knuckle boom truck. We had one bidder through the first bids for $205,500. It's going to take 300 days to get here, so I hope that's not a big deal, but it's going to come out of the sanitation account.
Any questions? All in favor? That's unanimous. 18, in the matter of bid award 2021-034 WL concrete floor.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Lynn Ryan and a second by Janet, Mr. Timmons.
Bid before you tonight is concrete pole supply for 12 months, which is used in electrical system in the city of Tupelo. As you can see, Stress Creek is a low bidder. We've used Stress Creek poles for many years, so I recommend Stress Creek to this bid.
Any questions for Mr. Timmons? All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you, Johnny. Item number 19 is in the matter of approval of bid number 2021-033 WL sources of supply. Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion by Travis Spears, second by Ms. Gaston. Mr. Timmons?
Yes, this is a sole source bid for water and sewer department. We use this in our, when we have emergency pipe lay or anything of that sort. It covers every size of digging deep, piping of any type, rental of equipment through the contractor. And as you can see, Mr. Smithy was the low bid. We've used Mr. Smithy on these projects before, and I highly recommend Mr. Smithy construction.
Are there any questions for Mr. Jones? All in favor? Unanimous? Thank you, Johnny. Well, you got one more. Item number 20, in the matter of bad debt write-off, July 2020 through December 2020.
I move that we would approve the bad debt write-off, December 2020.
Second. We have a motion on this Nettie Davis, second by Mr. Aaron Brown. Dr. Davis.
This is a requirement of TBA that we retire this debt every so often. This period would be from July 2020 to December 2020. If you look, the total revenue during that period was $37,436,000, and actually the uncollected was $32,308, which is 0.08 of 1%. So Carol Watts, the first staff collection officer, do a tremendous job of collecting the debt.
Pretty good. Any questions for Johnny? All in favor? Unanimous? We'll now close the regular session. We have no items for the study agenda. Council, do we have a need for executive session?
We do not, President.
Do not have a need for executive session. I want to wish again everybody a happy New Year and Merry Christmas. And this time I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Make motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion for everybody. We have a second by Travis, and we have a giggle by Ms. Rogers. We are